the PHRP and made it a reality. In the very end, on a personal note, I must say that it has always been a pleasure working with the humanitarian community. We are moving into some very tough times, but the coordination and the facilitation which we have seen from the humanitarian community, that is really commendable, and we really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shakeel. Thank you for also the kind words to HC and myself. I give the floor to Harith from SPO, from the supporting participatory organization.
Thank you, Manuel. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start by congratulating the team who took the effort of putting this comprehensive, very elaborate document together. And of course, in consultation with others, as has been spelled out earlier, but it was a major task. It is easier to put together a document yourself and and present it, but it's really a major task to include so many stakeholders and incorporate their points of views and their comments in the document, and when everybody has a buy-in. And as I said before, it's a more sensitive document than before, because sensitive in terms of addressing the needs of the affectees in these areas, and a definite step ahead of these traditional surf and flash appeals that UN puts out. It's a definite step ahead of that. There are very well set milestones and timelines, but at the same time you would see that there is an inherent flexibility to respond to the ever-changing needs in a humanitarian crisis, as we have witnessed and experienced in the last few months, both in Swat, Malakand, and the affected areas of NWFP, and now we are also seeing that happening in Dera Ismail Khan. Here I would also like to insist and request the team who has done all this effort, when they review it, maybe you need to review it before June as things unravel. And when it is reviewed, there is an even broader consultation with local civil society in the affected areas particularly. Wherever life has a semblance of, of coming back to normal and local civil society is restored, as it were, there's a need for a broader consultation in those areas. Honorable Minister has left, but I see many friends from the government sitting here, and I would like to take this opportunity to press upon the government to further institutionalize disaster response capacity in Pakistan and strengthen institutions like NDMA and PDMA, as Mr. Qadir has mentioned, in order to have better coordination and efficient coordination in future. It is important to have permanent structures within the government to take this work forward, and Pakistan is a disaster-prone country, as we all know, and besides conflicts, there are also natural disasters happening all the time. And lastly, I think it is important to re-emphasize what Martin said it earlier, that agriculture, education and community restoration were the least supported of the clusters or the work that the humanitarian community has been doing. I would like to re-emphasize that agriculture and livelihood support, particularly with a focus on women, and of course education, need to be prioritized. At this stage it is very important, because for us, Pakistani civil society in general and citizens at large, it is not just about helping people survive, but to make them prosper. And as we all know and we have learned, that there can be no peace without inclusion and social justice. And of course the government is responsible for that, with the help of our international friends and of course national civil society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harith, for this statement, and just want again to emphasize the importance that we pay to NGOs the participation of non-governmental agencies, and particularly national ones. In last year's Humanitarian Response Plan we had 11. We could double it today. In this appeal we have 22. That's sort of the spirit of this appeal, to bring indeed the humanitarian community together. And it's very good to have national organizations who help us with this. Thanks in this sense. I would like now to move to statements from member states or donor community. Anybody want to make a statement, a comment? have the mobile mics, please? Here in front. Yeah. The representative of Russia.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, Mr. Chairman, well, I'll make a very short statement. You know, Russia, as a UN member state and a member of the UN Security Council, highly appreciates the UN efforts to promote humanitarian activities in Pakistan. We fully understand that the challenging situation in Pakistan, especially in FATA and northwest frontiers area, in this sphere needs such international activity and support and the support of the whole world community. That's why Russian government has taken a decision to directly channel a sum of $100,000 as part of our contribution to the UN for the financing of the OCHA office in Pakistan and to implement PHR plan. We wish you all the best in your noble work and cause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Anybody else? Switzerland?
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Swiss government, I would very much like to thank all who contributed to the Pakistan Humanitarian Response Plan 2010. We should not forget for whom we are trying to make these efforts. It are all the people who are not at home anymore, who left their homes. Our main task, the implementation of the PHRP, is still ahead of us. This will require constructive, flexible, and well-coordinated cooperation of all of us, at all levels of the whole humanitarian community here in Pakistan. Switzerland, a long-standing humanitarian partner with Pakistan, is very much looking forward to further support and facilitate humanitarian efforts made at federal level by EAD, at provincial level, NWFP and FATA, and also by the military and all civilian authorities of Pakistan. Concluding, I would like to thank especially the OCHA and Manuel Bessler and Martin as a humanitarian coordinator in Pakistan. We had last 2 years, a lot of cooperation and work together, and we very much would like, on behalf of Switzerland, appreciate the work. I think also the provincial government, Mr. Shakeel, very much. I would like to thank all of you, and I wish all of us the best for our people in NWFP. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Niels from SDC, also for the supporting and kind words to address to Martin and myself. And yeah, please, Ambassador.
Yes, on behalf of the government of the United States, I'd like to highlight the solid collaboration between the government of Pakistan and the international humanitarian community, as well as the generosity and hospitality of the Pakistani people in responding to the initial IDP crisis. We all know that there will be continuing needs for humanitarian assistance for those who remain displaced, the newly displaced from South Waziristan, Orakzai, Bajur, and elsewhere, those who are in the early stages of recovery in their home regions, and those whose hosting resources are becoming exhausted. I would like to compliment the leadership of the UN humanitarian group, Manuel, Martin, your colleagues, as well as their Pakistani counterparts. The work of the UN humanitarians and their implementing partners has been extraordinary.